This is how I wrote my last doctoral paper. I'm a music student, so this was my paper on VR and timbre, virtual reality and timbre. And I wrote it with Linux because I love it. And I'm gonna tell you 6 reasons why maybe you should consider switching to Linux too. I always used Linux on and off, but I switched mostly to only using Linux in about a year last year. Most of my colleagues and friends have Macs and they have all these shiny Apple computers, and what happened is my Apple computer stopped working like 3 times in a row. A brand new MacBook Pro that was so expensive, so I bought a cheap I think I bought like any Windows machine. I think the first one was the Surface Go. It was $400 at that time, and I started to use it, and I installed Windows Linux right away. Yeah, I deleted Windows. So let's go into that. So the first thing I like about Linux is that it gives you way more focus. There are no distractions. There is, you don't get all these notifications that you get on Mac OS, or you cannot, even if you want, you cannot text your friends. Well, you could. There is actually an app for that called Friends, and I did install it. But it takes a little extra effort because it's not a system that is made to lead you to that kind of distraction. It's really built for work. And also, and that's the second reason, you do less work. As you can see, I'm actually using a text editor called Vim. That doesn't matter. You could use any text editor, and you can use that text editor in macOS too if you wanted. But it comes natural in Linux to use a text editor, and the workflow I can do a video on that. But I'm basically writing a simple text file with these pluses and hashtags that you see on the screen. This will be converted into a beautifully formatted document through Pandoc and LaTeX. LaTeX is a thing people use to write academic papers. So instead of using Word or some Apple Pages thing, what I do is just I write a text file, and then the computer handles the formatting for me. And in fact, the third reason that is a huge plus if you're into academic work is that handles citations. I just copy and paste the links from Google Scholar, and the citations, the references at the end, it's all made automatically. I don't have to use those clunky, huge... Wow, my toast is ready. I'm making a toast. It's my morning. So I have about 50 seconds to tell you the last 3 reasons. The fact that I use Vim, I don't use the mouse, and for some reason I love not using the mouse. I'm lazy, my hands are just on the keyboard. I'm also a pianist, so maybe that's part of the reason why I don't want to switch back and forth. And in Mac, you have to use the mouse. Then another reason I really like, which would be the 5th at this point, is that it's just much beautiful, more beautiful. I'm Italian. I like nice aesthetics. Look at this background. I'm writing text and I see these planets. I switched wallpapers at least 4 times, 5 times, and it's also cheaper. It's free, and it's really open source. It's more than free, but I don't have time to talk about it now. But that's my point.